video, we are going to be tier ranking all the book couples I have read this year. There's only a few couples that are going to go all the way at the top. I have no clue who these characters are. They are soulmates. I don't see how they could be with anyone else. Hey guys, it's Emma. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another day of Vlogmas. In this video, we are going to be tier ranking all the book couples I have read this year. I have read a lot of books this year. So far, I have read 54. I know before this video comes out, I've already read 3 more books, which in this tier ranking, we are going to include 2 of them. But the next book, I'm currently filming that video and I haven't even picked the next book. So I'm not going to be choosing the couple, whatever it is in that book. So if you don't see the couple that I read in the reading vlog before this, then ignore. But we are going to be tier ranking a lot of couples today. Some of the books that I've read this year, we can't really include the couples. So for example, the Harry Potter books, there's not really any like set couples with the books that I've read. I've only read 1 to 4. So there's not really a set couple yet. So I can't rank a couple for that series, for example. So even though I've read 54 books, doesn't mean we are ranking 54 couples. I think I have like 38. So still a lot, but we are going to get right into it because there's a lot of couples that we are here to talk about. These are all the couples that we have down here. I have also a Google Doc that says where they're from because sometimes I will read the couple's name and I'm like, wow, I didn't even remember that that was your name. Our tier rankings, we're gonna read the titles. So all the way at the top, we have, oh wait, no, this has to be switched. Together in Every Single Lifetime. This is a couple that was obviously my favorite and that I think they're gonna be together forever. They were soulmates meant to be and their relationship is perfect. Their book was perfect. So that's why they're gonna go all the way at the top. Then the next one is Living a Happy, Peaceful Married Life. Nothing too crazy. They were a very cute couple and they're just living peaceful, quietly, no one bothering them. Then in the middle, we have Things Are Rocky, but they're sticking together. So even though there probably is some things that they still need to work through or they're having some problems, they're still gonna stay together no matter what. And then we have They Split, but after years of couples therapy. So they tried their best to work out their not so good relationship and they just ended up not staying together. And then the last one is They Broke Up the second the book ended. This is a couple that I just maybe didn't like either of them, or I didn't like one of them, or I just didn't see the connection between them. So I'm really excited to go through all the couples this year because I've had a range of different feelings towards couples. Let's just say, you guys may or may not know, I only had 2 5-star reads this year. So there's only a few couples that are gonna go all the way at the top because even though I did have 2 5-star reads, there are some 4.5-star reads too. So we'll see. Let's get right into it though. So first, we have Bash and Gwen. This couple, I actually just finished reading their book. They are from the book Wildcard. I loved them so much. I don't know if it's because I freshly just finished the book, but I absolutely love them. Didn't love them to the point where I think they're gonna be together in every single lifetime, which maybe they will be, but the book just wasn't a 5-star read to me. I did feel their connection though, and I think they were perfect for each other. So I'm putting them in Living a Happy, Peaceful Married Life. Next we have Stella and Christian. These two I also just read about. They are from the Twisted Lies book. I didn't love it. They're gonna go at the bottom for me. It's either gonna be split after years of couples therapy or they broke up the second the book ended. But I'm gonna put them in split after years of couple therapy only because Christian is so obsessed with Stella, and at least I was able to like appreciate that because when I read the book, I didn't love Christian. I honestly thought he was a little bit weird and he was too serious for me. Like I understand in some books where there's like the grumpy, like serious male main character, but they have some depth to them. Christian, I didn't see that. I just saw him being very like possessive over Stella and obsessed with her. So I think the only reason they would try to work it out is because he's like, no, I can't let you go. And she's like, okay, then we need to work something out. And then they just kind of ended it. Next, we have Cassie and Dean from the Natural series. I love them so much. I will say I liked those books more because of the mystery aspect in it. I definitely loved that part. The romance to me was kind of in the background a little bit. It wasn't anything too crazy. So So I'm gonna say living a happy, peaceful, married life. I will say they're probably not being peaceful because of the, you know, world that they're in. I did love them, and I think they were meant to be together because of everything that they went through. Then we have Remy and Beckett. If I'm not mistaken, this is from Forever Never by Lucy Score. I'm saying they broke up the second the book ended. I think I gave this book like 2 stars, something like that. He was just making me so mad. I remember I filmed this in a reading vlog, but he had just reminded me of like a typical like boy, and he was supposed to be like this manly man, and he just reminded me of a little boy that like every time she wanted him, he'd be like no, like kind of like push her away, but then every time she was like okay, I don't want you, like didn't show him attention, he was like wait, like come back, like I want your attention. I just hated reading about that. I think Remy deserves so much better because I actually did like her. So they definitely broke up the second the book ended, and I'm standing by that. Then the next 2, it's interesting because this was from the book Maybe in Another Life by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and in this book you follow the main character Hannah going through 2 different lives based off of one decision she made, and she ends up with 2 different people at the end of the book in the different lives. So this is basically me picking like who I thought was better. Hannah and Ethan I didn't love, honestly. So them, I'm gonna put in things are rocky, but they're sticking together. They honestly meant nothing to me, but I will say Hannah and Henry, I did like a lot more, and I'm putting them in living a happy, peaceful, married life. I loved this book so much. The concept, first of all, is so interesting. You're seeing like the 2 characters, like in one life, she ends up with one guy and still meets the other character, but she doesn't end up with him, and then vice versa in the other life. So it's so cool to read about. But yeah, I definitely liked her more with Henry. Next, we have Crystal and Scott. I have no clue who these characters are. Oh, this is from Set on You. I actually really liked them. I think he was like a firefighter. She was into like fitness. I loved her character actually so much. She was so confident despite like the noise around her. I think she was like a social media influencer that posted fitness things. He was a firefighter. I think he was a little bit rude to her in the beginning, and so I didn't really like him, but he made up for it at the end. And I actually did like them together. So I'm gonna put them in living a peaceful, happy married life. I don't think anything would be wrong with them. Then we have Millie and Enzo. This is the couple from The Housemaid or The Housemaid Secret, the whole Housemaid series. And I read The Housemaid Secret this year, which is the second book. And honestly, them, I'm gonna say things are rocky, but they're still together. The Housemaid series is obviously known for its like thriller mystery aspect. The romance is like very on the back end. I will say I did like The Housemaid more than The Housemaid Secret. I honestly will say the plot twist at the end of Housemaid Secret was really cool to read. But again, this romance wasn't really the main part of the book, so it wasn't that important to me. They were also like kind of going through some things in the book, and I don't think they're in the best place. I don't know if I'm even gonna read the next Housemaid, which is The Housemaid is Watching. So they're gonna stay at right in the middle. Things are rocky, but they're gonna just stick it through. Then we have Adam and Amelia. They are from Rock, Paper, Scissors. This is a thriller book, I'm pretty sure. I didn't like this book for some reason. I think I was listening to the audiobook version, so I don't know if I just like wasn't paying attention or I wasn't as invested because I was listening to it. But I honestly can't even remember what their relationship was like. I remember they were keeping some things from each other at the beginning, but I don't even remember how the book ended. So I'm gonna put them broke up the second the book ended. Not even because I didn't like them. I just like don't remember what happened. I just remember things being rocky. I don't think they ended in a good place. And I think after going through something like what they went through, they would probably break up because of the trauma. So we're gonna put them all the way at the bottom. We have my beloveds, Rose and Connor from the Addicted series. This is Lily's sister. So the series starts off with Lily and Lo. I think they have like the first 3 books, and then you get into Lily's sisters, which is Daisy and Rose. Rose's books are Kiss the Sky and Fuel the Fire. Loved her books the most. I just loved her personality. I also loved Connor. Connor was my favorite boy throughout that whole series, and their relationship together is actually perfect. Like I couldn't think of anything else to describe them. They're perfect. There's nothing wrong with them. They're actually meant for each other. I couldn't see them being with anyone else or anyone else dealing with the way that they handle things. I have nothing else to say. They're soulmates, and they're definitely together in every single lifetime. They are meant to be. I love them so much. I can't believe I'm never even gonna read like something new from them again. Maybe one day I'll just reread the series, but I love them so much. Then we have Jax and Elena. This is from, I think, Redeemed or Wrecked? Yes, this is from Wrecked by Lauren Asher. Them, I'm going to put, I honestly don't know. I don't remember how I felt about them. I know I love Lauren Asher's books. They're always really good, but I can't remember how I felt about this couple exactly. I know I really liked Jax. I can't remember much about Elena, so I'm just gonna put them in Living a Happy, Peaceful Married Life because I know I didn't dislike them. I really liked them. I really liked their romance. I liked how they meshed together. So we're just gonna put them safely in Peaceful Married Life. Then we have Emily and Jack from Beg, Borrow, or Steal. This is a book that I loved this year. This is by Sarah Adams, and Sarah Adams' books are so underrated, I feel like. I feel like she doesn't get talked about enough. I love her books. They're very simple, they're short and sweet, but they always hit so hard. I think this might be one of my top favorites from her for sure. I loved their romance so much. Their banter was just so good. It's two, I think, like elementary school teachers, and they kind of have this rivalry going on, this banter going back and forth. I loved their romance so much. I read about them also in a I think it was in like a Valentine's Day reading vlog or something like that. And their romance was so good. I remember really liking Jack a lot. I'm gonna put them in Living a Happy, Peaceful Married Life. Even though I did love them, and they're probably like one of my favorites from like this batch, I didn't love them enough to be like, I'm obsessed with this couple. I think about them all the time. Like Rose and Connor, I actually think about all the time and how they were just put together in the life to be together. But Emily and Jack, not so much. They're just like, kind of just there. Then this next one, we have Charlie, Will, and Beckett. This is a little bit weird because there's three of them. No hate, no shade. I actually was so open to this. This is The Charlie Method by Elle Kennedy, I'm pretty sure. Basically in this book, Charlie strikes up a romance with both Beckett and Will. Will and Beckett are only like attracted to her. They're not attracted to each other. And she basically like feels wrong for like, is it right to want to date two guys? And honestly, I was open to it for a lot of the book. I just felt weird at the end because it just felt like she was more attracted to one than the other. Then I was just rooting for one of them and not the other one. And I was like, wait, I feel so weird. Like, I know I'm not supposed to pick which guy I like the most because she's with both of them. I don't know, it just felt that way towards the end of the book. So honestly, for them, I'm gonna put that they split after years of couples therapy. Their situation is already like out of the ordinary, so they probably tried to work things out. It just didn't work out. Then we have Tabitha and Reese. This is from Wild Side by Elsie Silver, and them, this is like the couple that I probably liked the least out of Elsie Silver's books. I didn't see the romance between them. It felt only sexual to me, and I felt like there wasn't a stronger connection there. I honestly don't even know if to put split after years of couples therapy or things are rocky but they're sticking together, because it pains me to do this to one of Elsie Silver's couples, but I was just reading them and I didn't feel their connection. I think I'm gonna put them in things are rocky but they're sticking together because all the people from the Rose Hill series, they're gonna stay together forever. So I think they're just gonna be like, we have to stay together, we have the same friends, we share this child. It's gonna be a little bit rocky, but they're gonna stay together. And that's what I think. Then we have Iris and Archer from the Strawberry Patch Pancake House. This one, I also do not remember anything from this book at all. It's not even that I didn't like it, I just didn't love it. So it was kind of in the middle. And I remember this character, no, I don't remember the character actually. I don't know why I said that. So I can't really pick a place to put them because I don't even remember their relationship. I think I'm just gonna put them in Living a Peaceful Married Life because I can't remember much about them. I know he's a single dad. I think he owns this pancake house or she owns it. They're just gonna be in Peaceful Married Life because I don't even remember them. We have Win and Bo. This is from Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young, and I gave this book 4.5 stars. I loved this book so much. I've yet to read another one of her books. I don't know why. I just haven't gotten to it yet, but I'm so excited to read another one of her books, and this book I loved so much. This couple, perfect for each other, so if you can't tell where I'm gonna put them, they're going at the top with Together in Every Single Lifetime. They were just meant for each other. If you guys don't know, Win is the girl. Bo has the prosthetic leg. Win, I think it's something with her hand, I can't remember what. They were just going through it together. They have an accidental pregnancy too, so they're just trying to like be friendly with each other while also dealing with this whole thing because Bo was like, I'm not gonna leave you to deal with this by yourself, like I'm gonna stick by you. So they kind of strike up a friendship like throughout the time while she's pregnant, and then they strike up a romance, and it's just the most wholesome book ever. And they're going at the top because they were definitely made for each other. Then we have Camille and Dusty. This is from Wild and Brangled. It was the last book in the Rebel Blue Ranch series. And I actually really like that series. It's a really cute, like, small town cowboy romance series. And they were my favorite. Or I don't know if they were my favorite. They were one of my favorites for sure. But I think they were like childhood friends or childhood lovers to strangers to then lovers again. And Dusty was so obsessed with Camille, and I love a book where the male main character is obsessed with the female main character and will do anything to get them back. I'm gonna put them in Living a Happy, Peaceful Married Life. I did love them enough to be like, you guys are gonna stay together for the rest of your lives, 100%. Then we have Santiago and Chloe. They are from Redeemed by Lauren Asher, which is the last book in the Dirty Air series. I really liked them. I think they were one of my favorites in the series. They're definitely like, I don't know, they might be my favorite in the series, to be honest. I'm gonna put them here in, oh no, not gonna put them there. We're gonna put them in Living in a Happy, Peaceful Married Life. I think Santiago was going through a few things. I think this is another one that he had a prosthetic leg. He used to be an F1 driver, and then he went through a really bad accident. And then after that, he was just kind of depressed because he wasn't able to do what he loves again. And then Chloe comes in. I can't remember what happens, but she has to basically live with him. I can't remember the situation, but their dynamic was so cute, and I actually really liked them, so they're gonna go there. Next, we have Alice and Hayden. Oh, they are from Great Big Beautiful Life. Okay, I actually unfortunately did not like Great Big Beautiful Life. That's by Emily Henry, which I love all her books. It was a little bit different. People say like it was more of like a literary fiction book. I don't know, I didn't love it. I didn't like the romance, honestly. I didn't really feel the connection between them too much. So I'm gonna put them in Things Are Rocky, but they're gonna stick together. I don't have much to say about that one. I think I read that in a reading vlog too, maybe, and I had more thoughts there. I just really like a lot of the books that I read at the beginning of the year. I can't remember much about the actual book. I could just remember how I feel about them. So that's where they're gonna go. We have Daisy and Reich. I will say I do love them. I've rated all their books 4.5 stars, but they're definitely my least favorite out of the Couples in the Addicted series. It's definitely Rose and Connor, Lily and Lo, and then Daisy and Reich. Just because their dynamic is a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? The word I'm looking for is like something like scandalous, but it's not scandalous. So I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's a little bit more risky, their relationship, because he met her when he was 23 and she was 16. So it's a pretty big age gap, and it started when she was a teenager. So from the beginning of the books, it's like, okay, maybe it is a little weird if they're gonna end up together. And then they do end up together when she's of age. But I feel like a constant reminder in all the books is their age gap. So it always made it very hard to root for them, because it's like, yes, they have this age gap, but they are so cute together and they're perfect for each other. They're both like so adventurous, so crazy. But then they mention the age gap again, and it's like, okay, like maybe it is a little weird. So I always felt like, am I supposed to root for them? Am I supposed to feel weird about them? I don't really know. So even though I love them and I love their books and I love the series that they're in, I'm gonna put them in just Living a Happy, Peaceful Married Life. Like I said, I still love them, but not enough to go at the top with Rose and Connor. Then we have Alice and Charlie. They are from One Golden Summer, and a lot of people really like this book and this character Charlie, the romance, because we met Charlie in the first book, which was This Summer Will Be Different, I'm pretty sure. That might be wrong, I don't really know. But we met him in the first book, and in that book, he's kind of like the villain, but he also has this like very sarcastic, fun personality. I don't know, I didn't love his character. He felt very cocky to me, which I usually like the characters that are flirty and are very sure of themselves, but are humble. And a lot of the time, it felt like Charlie was all of those things, but very cocky, and I didn't like that side. I don't know, it feels very, I'm trying to look for that word again. Controversial, that is what it is. I was trying to search it up, and I like thought of it as I was typing it, but that's what I was trying to say for Daisy and Reich, and that's what I'm saying about this, that it might be controversial where I'm gonna put them. But I'm gonna put them in Things Are Rocky, but they're gonna stay together, because I did find them really cute. I loved Alice so much, and I did like this book, just sometimes Charlie would throw me off a little bit. Then we have Georgia and Sam from Conditions of Will. Love this book, first of all, such a good book. But Georgia and Sam, well, I don't know why I'm saying but. I actually really liked their romance. Not enough to put it all the way at the top, but I think they're living a happy, peaceful, married life. Georgia went through a lot in this book, and Sam was always there for her, but very silently. He didn't like make too much of a show about it, and I loved that. Then we have Hallie and Rio. They are from Rewind It Back by Liz Tomford. I love this series so much, and this was the last book in the series, so it was obviously bittersweet. But we finally got a book on Rio, and it was a second chance romance, which I love a good second chance romance. This one was so good, getting their past perspectives. I'm just like thinking about it again, and I'm like, wow, like I actually really liked that book. I just love every book in the Windy City series, honestly. Those books are so good. I don't know where I'm gonna put them though. Like, is it crazy to put them at the top? I'm gonna put them at the top. They were just like so perfect for each other. The second chance aspect also gives them a little push to the top, because when you get their past perspectives, it's so nice and refreshing to see where they started and why their feelings are so strong in the present time. And just seeing them rebuild that romance was so like beautiful to see. So I'm putting them at the top. They were so perfect for each other. Then we have Alexi and Georgia. This is from, what is it called? Gloves Off by Stephanie Archer. I love Stephanie Archer's books. This one I didn't think I was gonna like because I knew it was an enemies to lovers, and I don't love enemies to lovers because I never see the reason between like why couples have to be enemies before they get together. But this one I actually kind of understood, and he also wasn't too grumpy and wasn't too serious or too mean to her. If he did say something that came off the wrong way, he never meant it in like a negative way towards her. And I actually really liked their romance and the way they came about it. So them I'm gonna put in living in a happy married life. Then we have Allie and Ethan. This is from Summer Romance, which is a very popular book by Annabelle Monaghan. I know people love her books and they usually love the romances, but in this book, this is another one that, like Rock, Paper, Scissors, I don't remember what happened there because not that I didn't enjoy it, but I wasn't as invested into it like everyone else was. I know, isn't Addie like a single mom and Ethan wants, I think that is what it is. Okay, I'm kind of remembering it now that I go. Addie's a single mom and she has to deal with her terrible ex-husband while she's also trying to like find herself and like feel young again and start this new chapter of her life where she isn't gonna have this husband and she has to be alone and happy again. And Ethan helps her do that. I actually really liked them now that I'm thinking about them. So they're gonna go in Peaceful Married Life. Then we have Raphael and Ellie. This is from Love Unwritten by Lauren Asher. I remember liking them, but a lot of what took away from that was how long that book was, because for some reason Lauren Asher has been making her books so incredibly thick that it makes me feel like, does this couple need this thick of a book? So it kind of takes away from how I feel about the couple, but I did really like them. I don't know if I'm gonna put them in Things Are Rocky, because I remember Raphael, no, I'm not gonna put them in Things Are Rocky because Raphael was going through so much and he was very emotional towards her at some point. He was a little bit like emotionally like locked down until she like broke down those walls and he was so emotional. So I'm gonna put them in Peaceful Married Life. Next we have Heather and Jack. They are from The Map That Leads to You. The only reason I read this book is because I saw it was coming out into the movies with Madeline Klein and KJ Apa. And I was interested, so I was like, oh, it's a book, let me read it. But the book, I did not like at all. I was honestly so confused throughout the whole thing. Their romance developed really quickly, and then at the end, whatever happened, I can't even remember what it was, but I was so confused. Not that I hated them or anything, but I'm gonna put them at broke up the second the book ended, just because their romance developed too quickly and they were in this like little love bubble of like, yes, let's travel the world together. And then I think they just needed to come back down to reality. Then we have Sloane and Rowan from Butcher and Blackbird. Them I'm gonna put in Living a Happy Married Life. We won't say peaceful because of how crazy they are, but I didn't really see anything wrong with them. I didn't love them to the point of like, you guys are so meant to be. Even though they do some crazy things together, it was a new like book for me to read. Then we have Joa and Isolde from Time of Your Life. This book, I'm pretty sure it was written for you to not like the characters and for you not to root for them. I'm not really sure. I know there's more books coming out about them, but based on this book, I'm gonna say they broke up the second the book ended, which I don't know if that actually did happen in the book or not. Based off the first book, I just think they were going through it and were not meant for each other. I think the only reason they were so appealed to each other is because she's the most famous like model, he's the most famous person in a boy band, and that's why they were so attracted to each other and wanted each other, because why not? Just their relationship was already a little rocky, so I couldn't even put them there because it was already like that in the book. Safe to say they probably broke up the second that book ended. Then we have Michelle and Cliff from If It Makes You Happy. I love this book so much. It was a fall read, and it's about this girl. She comes into this town to take care of her mom's inn, I'm pretty sure. And next door is Cliff, who he basically bakes a bunch of pastries, I'm pretty sure. And he is determined to get her to like this town and to feel good where she's going to be working. And then they end up striking this romance that is the sweetest thing ever. He's also a single dad, so that also adds to it too. But I'm putting them in living a happy, peaceful married life in their little, cute, small town. Next we have Lana and Logan. This is from the Mindfuck series. It's another book where obviously the main plot is not the romance, but the romance is obviously a big part of it because she's the serial killer, he's the FBI agent on her case. So it is a big part about it. Or I guess it probably is like the main part of the book. I wasn't too interested in the romance, to be honest. I was more interested in what was going on with like her and everything they were investigating. I don't know, the book ended on good terms, but I'm gonna put them in things are rocky, but they're sticking together. I don't want to spoil anything, but I think Logan will still be a little bit uneasy about the things that she does. And so they might have some rocky times, but I think they'll stay together at least. Lily and Lauren, they are gonna go all the way to the top to they're together in every single lifetime. I cannot think of a more perfect couple to go all the way at the top. They deserve to go like first, honestly. Like I love Rose and Connor the most, but Lily and Lauren, I think have the most genuine connection, and actually like they are soulmates. I don't see how they could be with anyone else. They were friends when they were little. They were kind of pushed to be together because of their families. And then they honestly just started relying on each other, having this friendship, and then had this crazy romance. There's not much to say. They are soulmates. And that is it. Not anything else to say. Then we have Julian and Dahlia. They are from Love Redesigned. I also feel like I can't remember much of them. I mean, I remember liking them. I just can't remember their book and what the plot of that was. So I'm just gonna put them in living a happy, peaceful married life, safe. Then we have Lenny and Miles from Promise Me Sunshine. This was also a very popular book that I did not enjoy. I don't know where to put them. I didn't think anything was wrong with them, honestly. I just didn't connect to them and their relationship. So we'll put them in the safe spot. They're living a happy married life. I personally don't remember them. So then we have Xavier and Samantha from Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. This book, I remember the female main character going through it, and also the male main character. They were both going through a lot. He was a vet. I can't remember what she did, but I remember her mom had dementia, I'm pretty sure. So she had to fly back and take care of her mom after having this really amazing date with Xavier. And I remember their romance. I feel like they gave off more of a friendship vibe, and I think I felt that way when I was reading it. I wouldn't say that things are rocky or that they would get into any sort of disagreement. So I would say living a peaceful married life, because even though I didn't love them, I will say they did have some sort of chemistry. Then we have Alexis and Daniel from Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. Love this book so much. It's a girl that she is from the city, and this guy that lives on a farm in this small town, and I think her car breaks down. He tries to help her. I can't remember why, but she ends up staying there for a little bit, or maybe she goes back and then comes back. I'm not really sure. Their romance was the sweetest thing ever, because obviously he's trying to learn about this very, I don't know if uptight is the word, but she's obviously from the city, so she's very different. And then she's trying to learn about this farmer guy who lives in a small town, is also completely different from her. And them going together was just so wholesome. So also gonna put them in Happy Married Life. Then we have Anna and West from The Paradise Problem. This book, I loved the plot of it, definitely more than the romance. The drama in it was so interesting. West has this like kind of rich family who they want him to follow in line with them. Anna is very kind of all over the place. She doesn't have a set thing of what she wants to do. And they need a fake date because they've always wanted West to be in a relationship. And I think he told them that he was married. They were like, oh, like bring your wife. And he was like, wait, I don't have a wife. I need to find someone. So I think Anna was his roommate or something like that. And he asked her to marry him like fake. Their chemistry was also really good. Anna was so funny. She was such a fun female main character. So I'm also gonna put them Happy Peaceful Married Life. We got a lot of couples that are happy at least. And then the last one is Wit and Summer. They are from Things I Wanted to Say in the Lancaster Prep series. Let me tell you, that book was drama filled because of these two characters. And I wouldn't put them in Living a Happy Married Life because they are crazy. I honestly don't know if to put them in Things Are Rocky but they're sticking together, or in Split after years of couples therapy. Things could be rocky and they're sticking together because they're like, no one else will do with me but you. Or they like really tried to like go to couples therapy but they just argued the whole time. I'm gonna put them in Rocky but they're still together. I think they could just literally have makeup sex like they usually do for every single scenario and they will be okay for the rest of their lives. So that's where they're going. And that is the end of my tier ranking. We have a lot of couples that are happy. That's a good thing. We have a few couples at the bottom that we don't really know how they're doing, but we have 4 perfect couples that are going to be together in every single life. So very happy with this. Let me know if you guys agree with this ranking, if you have a couple that is all the way at the top that you think should be at the bottom, or if there's a couple all the way at the bottom that you think is your favorite and you think are perfect. Let me know. I'm really interested to see. Yeah, that is the end of today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you want me to tier rank anything else because I find it so much fun. But that is the end of the video, so I really hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to give it a like, subscribe, turn on your post notifications so you know when I post my next video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for another day of Vlogmas. Bye!